Welcome to In My Elements. Today we're here with Braden, also known as Camping.Elements, and he's going to give us a tour of his Honda Elements. We're here at Elements on the Dragon, and I got to see this thing in action. It was super cool, so I'm super excited to see all the cool modifications you've done and also the fun accessories you have up top.
All right, can do.
Yes, sir. All right, let's get a tour. Can you tell us a little bit about just the basics of your Honda Element? Like, what year is it? How many miles? All of that.
So it's a 2007 EX manual, all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, whatever you want to call it, of course. I got it in 2011 with 30,000 miles on it. It now has 208,000 miles on it. Started out stock, of course, and has just kind of snowballed from there.
What was your idea when you started building this Element? Like, what did you want to do with it?
So I knew somebody who had one that I worked with, and I really liked kind of like the utilitarian vibe of the Element. Thought it was a very useful vehicle because you can just take everything out of the back and carry all kinds of stuff. So it started out pretty basic. I wanted to be able to camp in it. I'm big into like road trips and things like that. I've taken it across country like 8-9 times, something like that. So I wanted to be able to stop in rest areas and stuff and sleep in it easily without having to like take a bunch of stuff out of the car. So that's always kind of been like my main philosophy behind like everything I've done, is that it has to be able to stay on or in the car. And I also have to be able to sleep in it. But then I can also do like a massive setup like this if I want to, but I don't have to. So it's 2007. It's got, quite a few modifications on the outside. Most noticeable, people usually notice, is this front bumper here. This was made by a fellow Element owner up in Canada. I had this done years ago. I don't think he even owns his Element anymore, but he had made one for his. I asked him to make one for me, so he made it and shipped it to me. Got the Concept 12 headlights. This is an older model grill. I've added the billet, which you can just get those on eBay. It's got the classic Honda logo in the front. And of course the old Honda hubcap there, which I found at a vintage store and kind of liked, so put it on there. And I've got an auxiliary solar panel port here, so I can add up to 300 watts of extra solar to the vehicle. There's 100 watts on the hood here, 100 watts up there, so 200 fixed. I can add 300, so 500 total. Aerogenics ditch light mounts. Got this screen, which I use a lot. This is from a company in North Carolina called Screenz, SKREENZ.com. Their website is very old and very basic, but these things are great. I know people who've had them for a lot longer than this one. It's a military grade screen, holds up great, and they're perfect for some ventilation. Got a counterproductive mid-window Rotopax mount, and this Rotopax actually holds isopropyl alcohol for my Roam Flame, which is my portable fire pit that I manufacture. And got the counterproductive step, which is great for stepping up on the wheel, getting up there. Moving back, I use Heat Shield window covers, which is a great company. If you've used like the Thinsulate ones, those can kind of shrink over time. The Heat Shield ones don't, which is nice, and they're pretty affordable. Moving back here, I've got, of course, the light covers, which is one of the first things that I got, actually. I don't even remember where I got them. I don't know how easy they are to get anymore. And I've got smoked rear taillights.
What is the purpose of the guards in the back?
I just wanted them just so, if stuff like hit the lights, it's not going to break as easily. And, looks kind of.
Yeah.
And let's not forget the MST wheels and Falcon Wild Peak tires, which I've had BFG KO2s, Yokohama Geolanders, and now the Wild Peaks, and I'm super impressed with how quiet these are for as aggressive as the tread pattern is. Like I drove cross country with the KO2s, and those things are rock hard, super noisy. These are like
what size
butter.
are these?
Don't know off the top of my head, but let's see.
235, 70, 16s?
Yeah, and I would probably go a little narrower if I was going to do it again.
Stock suspension, or is there a lift?
No, so I have Bilsteins in the back with aerogenic spacers. I believe it's 2-inch spacers in the back. Then I just have regular KYBs with aerogenic spacers in the front. I am planning on upgrading those to Bilsteins in the near future. Back here we got the tire swing, which is from Wilco Off-Road. There's a lot of tire swing options now. If I was going to do it again, I'd probably get a different one. I really like the rigid armor, but when I did this was years and years ago, and there's only a few options. And I've got a front runner drop table, which has the slide out and room for portable sink. Got this from Lone Rock Concepts, and of course a spare tire bag from Blue Ridge Overland Gear, which is great for trash, and keep my recovery treads in there too.
And does this come with the Wilco setup, or is this table?
No, this is a front runner drop table.
Ah, okay.
So
okay.
I kind of modified it a little bit so it would actually attach to the Wilco. And my cables recently broke, so I replaced the cables with paracord,
Nice.
and I can actually adjust the angle of it now, which makes it a little easier to get it level. Not this way, but that way. Let's see. Yeah, back here I got the Gobi ladder with a couple Overland equipped extra steps, which make it a lot easier to get up and down. And I do use the Whittle ladder quite a lot to get up there to the car top carrier. Got a Wii Boost up there. And I recently went back to the car top carrier from just carrying roof boxes, because I got kind of tired of like having to open multiple boxes to get the things that I need.
It looks like it might be the Honda one.
It is a Honda one. I found it on the side of the road, had a couple cracks in it, which you can kind of see in the back here. So I repaired it with some epoxy.
Wow.
But this is the first trip I've really used it on, and I like it. I've just got a bunch of soft storage bags, so that's like more of the bulky, like outdoor stuff. So like this awning wall here, my screen tent if I want to use that. Yeah, just bigger stuff that I don't always need access to, kind of lives up there.
Yeah, tell us a little more about this awning. It's really cool.
Yeah, so this is from Overland Vehicle Systems. It's the Nomadic 180. Watch your head.
Yep.
Yeah, Nomadic 180 awning from Overland Vehicle Systems. I love it. So I went through a lot of different awning kind of configurations, and including ones I made myself, then the cheap Amazon ones, and finally I settled on these just because I wanted a lot of shade, very quick, that was easy to set up, and these are great because they're freestanding. You don't have to use the legs. It'll just stand on its own, and you can like move the car around if you need to, but you can use the legs for a little extra stability, which you do need when you have the wall attached. But yeah, I can set them up and break them down, like both of them, in like a few minutes, which is great. So
What roof rack do you have it attached to?
I have a front runner roof rack, which
Okay.
I don't know anybody else who has a front runner. So my original roof rack, I was actually carrying some lumber, and I didn't strap it down correctly. So the entire load it was some deck boards. So the entire load slid off the edge of the car and was hanging from the straps, and it broke one of my OEM roof mounts. And you can actually see a dent still from when that happened. I think it's on this side, maybe. No, it's on the other side. Oh, yep, right here. So the ratchet strap hit right here. If it had gone either way, it would have shattered my window, so thankfully it didn't. So yeah, so after I broke the roof mount, I started looking for some alternatives, and I decided to get some Yakima tracks. So there's track mounts that run all the way the length of the roof, and Front Runner makes a foot that attaches the track mounts. So I got some Front Runner feet. There's 3 feet on each side, and put the Front Runner rack up there, and it's pretty beefy, and it's got a lot of attachment options you can get for it. And it's a track design rack, so you can use M8 bolts in the tracks all over the rack to attach pretty much whatever you want. So
What else do you have on the roof here? It looks like you have solar.
Yep,
You
so-
mentioned that earlier.
yeah, I got the 100-watt solar panel up there. It's a bifacial panel, so it can, if anything bounces off the bottom, it can get a little extra.
And
Yeah.
you run that just through the front windshield?
Yeah, so it runs down the A-pillar trim,
Okay.
and it runs into the engine compartment, and then there's a little hollow space right here in the fender on the Element, so you can kind of run things from the engine compartment back. So it just runs down and into the vehicle for where it needs to run in the vehicle. But the main solar line actually runs, so it goes down in there, all the connections are in there, and then it runs under the roof trim on the other side, like a main solar cable all the way to the back, which is where my auxiliary battery system is, which is kind of hard to see, but we can try to look at it. My auxiliary battery is just an EcoFlow, but it lives in the spare tire compartment right down there. So it's just an EcoFlow. I think it's a River Pro 2, but fits perfectly in there.
Wow, that is freaking cool that it fits in there like that.
Yeah, and so I don't have to look at it very often because I have the solar. I have a shore power plug right here also that's hooked up to it, so I can just plug into shore power. It charges it up super quickly. Can charge it from solar, or I can charge it from the vehicle. I have a little switch that'll switch it to alternator charging.
Wow.
Which right now is not great. It's like 45 watts, which is not a whole lot, but really all it's running is the fridge and then the Wii Boost if I'm running that. So on the inside here, I probably noticed have the Fifth Element camper system in there, which I recently acquired, including the new passenger side cabinet, which I really, really like. I've had the bench for a while, so I just picked up this and the passenger cabinet at the same time. I've really enjoyed the bench, and of course I've got my mini fridge back here. This is an Alpacool, I believe C15, which I got because it fits under the Fifth Element bench, and you can slide it out.
Can you open it up and see what's inside?
Yeah.
People always like to see like the capacity of these things. So this is, you said it was a 35?
C15 I think is what it is. So it's like 15 quarts, I think, 15 or 20. Set Power makes a similar size one also.
I think I own the Set Power actually.
Yeah. So it will fit under the bench of the Fifth Element also. So yeah, that's nice. And of course you saw already I have the access panels to get to the down there, so I don't have to take the whole floor out. I don't have to remove the bench. And I've actually replaced my rear spare tire compartment cover with wood. So I just took the plastic, put it on a piece of plywood, traced it, cut a new one, and it's much more solid. My plastic one was starting to kind of concave and crack, so I had to get rid of it. And plus now I can easily get to the bottom. So there's an access panel on this side and an access panel under the bench, so I can get to both sides of the EcoFlow.
Can you show us like a little bit more about the cabinet here?
Yeah, I haven't exactly figured out what all to put in the bungees, but you know, I got some books over there. Still in the process of organizing things, but you know, I got like my headlamp and my air pump for pumping up the mattress and stuff here. Up in this one I just kind of store like loose bags for now, and in the front one, actually I got my hammocks up there too.
Awesome.
I don't remember what I have in the front one because, like I said, I'm still figuring out kind of how to organize things since I just got it. So yeah.
Nice. And then what is this air mattress that you're using here?
So this is a Zenbivy sleep system. I replaced the air mattress that it comes with the Thermarest Neo Air, and I really like it because it's a bedroll system, so it all rolls up into one bag. And I like it because the Zenbivy sleeps like a sheet, so you can unzip it at the bottom here. It actually zips to this piece in the front, so you know it's not going to fall away, but you can unzip it on both sides and on the bottom here, and it'll be more like a sheet. So it's a little similar to sleeping in bed at home. And I really like the Thermarest Neo Air. It's very thin, light, and comfortable.
That's awesome. It looks like a really nice quality material too.
Yeah, Zenbivy makes great stuff. They have a lot of different options for their bedrolls.
You say it's pretty comfortable?
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah, I've probably been sleeping on this sleeping setup for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, and I like it a lot. So
awesome.
It's great.
Do you think you could show us a little bit about the interior on the passenger side?
Yeah, absolutely. So in here, starting with the doors, I got, this is a Nemo Moonlander Elite chair, which fits right in the door panel there, which is nice. It's just like an ultralight chair. I actually got it for a backpacking trip and then kind of discovered that it fit conveniently in there, so I can always have a chair with me. I do carry normal camp chairs in the car top carrier, but when I don't have all my camping gear, I'll have a chair.
Nice.
Then over here is the Nemo. I can't remember what the name of the table is, but it's actually set up somewhere else. But the bag fits perfectly in here with the table in it, which is really
a nice fit.
I think Miguel has one of these too.
Yeah.
And then I've got the counterproductive Molly panels, which are nice. I have one on both sides actually. The other one's a little more crowded, but you can just hang bags and got my first aid kit.
Topo designs.
Yes, I love Topo designs.
Nice. And then this is the extension of your bed platform. I like how it's like set up, and it works with the swivel seat from Heroes as well.
Yes, so yeah, I have swivel seats on both sides from Heroes. And you know, Fifth Element makes a separate foot because it does change the height of the seat a little bit. So you can get a swivel seat foot from Fifth Element Camping. But yeah, this is the front part of the platform. It just locks into the bench, and you know, you got a full sleeping system. And of course, I have a ceiling cargo net, which actually, you know, not this particular one, but this was like one of the first like kind of mods that I made, was adding like a hanging net, and super useful. Like it's just great for like tossing jackets up there, like lighter weight stuff, especially when you're traveling. You just kind of shove stuff up there. You can grab it real quick, got access to it. So yeah, love that. This one in particular has some extra pockets, so I can actually store the screen, fold it up, put it right there, and there's one on each side, so my screens are always right on the side that they need to go on, which I really like things being where they're going to be used, or as close as possible at least.
Nice. And so you have the dual swivel seats, and then what seat covers are these? I don't think I've ever seen these before.
I believe these are cover.
Cover King.
Cover
Oh,
Kings.
okay. I have these, but not this type. I have the neoprene ones.
Yeah, I've had these. I like the kind of Cordura, or however you say it, Cordura material.
Corduroy.
Cordura, something
Cordura.
like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
But you know, like it's the same kind of material as this kind of. But yeah, I've had these for years. They've held up pretty well. They're starting to show their age a little bit, but I mean, they're still kicking. So I like having this bar across the top because I do sleep with my head down here, and I actually kind of like can grab this to sit up a little easier.
Okay.
So this is pretty useful.
This is cool. You got like a couple patches up here.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of patches. These are all places that the Element has been. Like I said, I've driven it across country, I think 9 times, different routes, you know, up into Canada, out to the Pacific Northwest, out to California, Arizona, Southwest area, a few times. So
This bag over here looks cool. Can you show us what that is on the other side?
yeah. So this is another recent acquisition. This is the Fifth Element door bag, which is designed to fit perfectly on the Element door. You can see it's got high-vis fabric on the inside, so you can kind of see everything. You got tons of loops here for organizing all your pens, which I have too many Sharpies because I keep losing them and then finding them again. And I keep my keys for everything on the vehicle in here, so I prefer usually to use combination locks for stuff on the car. That way you cannot lose a key. You just remember the combination. But some things, you know, you do need keys for, so I always keep them in here. And I actually keep the keys for things around my house in here too, because then I'll always know where they are. They're always in the Elements door. And I got my seat knob in here because it broke off, so I just put it in there, and when I need to use it, I'll pull it out and twist the seat higher or lower. And I have my repair log.
Oh, that's cool.
In here, so every time I do some work to the Element, you know, it's not super long, but you can see all the things I've done. This is, so like, you know, like I was saying, I like things to be where they're going to be used, or as close as possible and accessible. So this is where the stakes for this and just stakes in general live. So got a bunch of nail stakes, which I prefer these types of stakes. It's like a giant nail, much easier to use. And of course the hammer, which also has a stake puller on it, so you can get the stakes out, put them in the ground. And then also, which I haven't talked about this yet, but my awning has a motion sensor and a photocell, so that little, I made this myself. So it's got a day and night sensor and a motion sensor. So at night, when you walk up to the awning, the lights will turn on, but when nobody's around, they'll turn off automatically, and they turn off automatically during the day. So put this together myself, and it also has a switch, so you can dim them and or turn them all the way off.
Wow.
And this all unplugs. There's a power outlet up on the rack, which you might be able to see right there. So that is a separate cable that plugs in, and then that plugs into the little module, and then the module plugs into the light strips.
Wow.
And all that's removable so it doesn't get like weathered or torn up or anything, and that all stores in this bag right here. Those are flat jacks from a company in Germany. I think Van Life Outfitters, I believe, is the only company in the U.S. that sells them. But, you know, they're made for Sprinter vans. People always ask, aren't you worried about them popping? No, because they're made for much, much larger vehicles.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so they're nice because they take up less space, and they just tuck right back in here when they're folded up.
That's really cool.
This is a like custom side mount thing that I made, so it attaches to the rack, kind of up on the back there. And then these are front runner tracks. So the accessories that are on here can move up or down, you know, where I need them to go.
I don't think a lot of Element people use front runner. Yeah.
No?
Yeah, so it's cool. It's cool to see the option now because I don't think many people know about it.
Well, it's only an option because I made it an option for myself.
I see.
It's not something you can just buy off the shelf and it's going to fit the Element. Like I had to,
gotcha.
like this is completely custom pieces I put together. It's not all front runner, but these main tracks are. And then these are just Rotopax, like wide mounts. And of course I adapted this to fit on the Rotopax mount, and then I've got the water and the gas up here. And it's just magnetic feet on the bottom here, so it's just kind of sitting on the car.
Wow.
So it's not, if I can avoid making like a permanent modification to the vehicle, I prefer to do that. Like I don't want to drill holes and, you know, do all that kind of stuff to the car. On this side I've got the swivel seat, which this is awesome for solo camping because, you know, I've got the bed over there and I can just roll out of bed and, you know, you've got plenty of room right here to, I can get dressed here if I need to. It's a little awkward, but, you know, it's doable. And, you know, got leg room. So yeah, this is, you know, the Hero's swivel seats are kind of a game changer, especially with the Fifth Element camper system. Because, you know, previously, or it has a bench back here, but once you have the swivels, you kind of find yourself not really using the bench seating as much. So it's a little easier to just leave it set up as the sleeping setup.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's super comfortable. Really like it. And of course, got the Fifth Element center console down here. So there's tons of storage in this thing. You can still access the e-brake. And the new one, which I obviously have here, is designed to work with the swivel seats, which is pretty amazing. Because, you know, otherwise you have to notch the stock one, I think in the SE and in a normal Element.
And is this the Lagoon table?
Yeah, this is a Lagoon table, so I don't really have it in right now, but
Okay.
I've got this, and this piece I made myself, but the new Fifth Element system has a table mount, and this is actually designed when you have it in the double sleeping setup. This is the panel that plugs in right here. So I cut one myself.
Okay.
But he now makes one that has the table. I think it's two pieces. So the table nests in here, and that is the tabletop. Actually, it's the tabletop for the back there.
I did not know that. That's really cool.
Yeah. So it's the
Fifth
tabletop
Element.
for the back there, and then you got the filler panel. And of course, this is, you know, it's up a little high right now, but it can go down some. But
I'm in the process of doing this exact thing in my Element as well.
Yeah. So this is the product that I mentioned earlier that I am making now. So this is called the Rome Flame, and it's a portable isopropyl alcohol-based fire pit. So all you do is, this is a brand new one, so it comes with a fire mat. So you put the fire mat underneath it for use. And then in here, this is a little awkward to get out, so I'll show you the other one. But it comes with the lighter, this, and then this is kind of what it looks like, except cleaner, of course, on the new one. So you just pour the alcohol on the top here. It'll hold up to 4 bottles. 32-ounce bottle is about an hour of burn time, so you can get approximately 4 hours of burn time. So isopropyl alcohol is just this. This one is from Walmart, I think, but it's easy to find. That was kind of my goal when I developed this, was I wanted something, you know, so I could have a fire really quickly and easily with easy to find fuel. I've filled propane before, and it can be kind of a task to get propane filled. Involves a lot of waiting and hoping that the person who knows how to use the fill station is actually working that day. So you can buy this anywhere. You can get this at the grocery store, you can get this at Walmart, other big box stores. You can get it at the hardware store sometimes. You can get it at drugstores. So it's just very easy to find when you're on the road, and it's convenient when you're already running other errands, and then you can have a fire. And it's very easy to put out with the mat. So you put the mat under it, and to put it out, you just flip the mat over the top of it, and it, pat it down, and it goes out instantly. You can also put it out with the lid. It's just a little, while it's burning, it can be a little awkward to slide the lid back on and close it.
Hey Braden, thank you so much for showing us your element.
Yeah,
You've
man.
done so much. It's crazy to see how much you packed into this little element, and I think everyone online is gonna be super stoked to see everything you've done. So
Yeah.
thank you so much, man.
Hopefully I inspire somebody.
Hopefully. If you guys like videos like this, be sure to subscribe, be sure to like, and then also be sure to check out our channel memberships. And on our channel memberships, we'll post exclusive content only for channel members, and that's also a great way to support our channel. So thank you guys so much for your support. Thank you, Braden, for showing us your element, and we'll see you guys next time.